Hey, hello there, and a very, very warm welcome. And it certainly is warm this Tuesday evening. Great to see you again. My name's Sean, and I've been on a cruise for the last 10 days. I'll tell you all about it in a second. But tonight we have got some amazing deals for you. We've actually got 7 cruises coming up and a few surprises as well. We've got pound deposits back. We've got Planet Cruise exclusives. And we've got quite a few all-inclusives as well. But he's looking very well. Justin is with us. Hello, matey.
You're looking well as well. See, it's amazing what a holiday does. Well, a trip away. A trip away.
I feel great, actually. Yeah.
You do look good. You've got a nice little bit of colour on you. Where did you go?
Well, for somebody that's my sort of colour, yeah. I've got a bit of a tan, you know.
Whereabouts did you go?
It was with Azamara.
Yeah.
It was an amazing cruise.
So sick of champagne, you don't want to see any more lobster, anything like that?
Oh, I could go back. Definitely. No, food service was outstanding, and I got to meet some lovely people as well.
Oh, okay.
The show, yes.
Really?
Some fans of yours, as it happens.
No.
Yes.
Get out of here.
Seriously.
Sorry, I just thought that.
Some of the fans said they love it when I call you Justine rather than Justin.
And when I throw the cushions at you, it's like a double act.
But we're going to show some pictures in a second of some of the lovely passengers that I met. But
good show tonight, eh?
We've got a great show, haven't we?
Yeah.
But some things we do need to tell our lovely viewers.
48-hour offer.
Yes, with celebrity.
Looking forward to that one. Hong Kong, if you've ever wanted to go to Hong Kong, tonight is the night that we have got one of the best deals for you.
Yeah, and you get a special discount if you book in the next 48
hours. In the next 48 hours. We'll tell you all about it later on. Terms and conditions apply, as always.
Now, we've got a brilliant deal with Saga as well, haven't we?
Yeah, River Cruise, something completely different. We've got some really good single supplement prices and a choice of itineraries as well, so you can do one way or the other. You can actually do the itinerary in reverse. And
some really affordable deals as well.
Yeah.
But really important, is the football on at the moment? Is there something happening with football? I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, now we want you to really, obviously, enjoy the World Cup. So, very important, next week and the week after, so that's the 3rd of July and the 10th of July. We're actually going to be on early at 6 o'clock, aren't we?
Yeah, so make sure that if you do set your set-top box on for a series link, that you change that after tonight's show. So, yeah, just remember, it will be 6 p.m. on the 3rd and the 10th, so you can enjoy the football highlights of England hopefully bringing it home.
That's going to
Who knows?
That is going to be a good evening, isn't it? Planet Cruise, and then the football later. That's a perfect Tuesday, isn't it?
Exactly.
But I got to meet some lovely Planet Cruise customers.
Let's have a look at them then.
Now that's Brenda to the left.
Hang on, was this the 80s night where you had to dress up as Miami Vice? What, the waistcoat?
No, it was a white night.
Oh, the white night.
Cheeky so inside.
I was just checking. Yeah. No, I do like the waistcoat.
I do look very 1980s, actually.
Exactly.
But that was my era. Shirley's to my right, Jay on the other half that side. We had a great time. That was a white night. Everyone dressed as a white. There's a massive buffet. It was amazing. Really was. Now, Phil, next to me, he won, last year was top cruise with Azamara. He has slipped 2nd place this year.
No.
Yeah, 27 cruises this year.
Sorry?
Seriously, 27, yeah.
Does he book time to stay at home?
He was doing the back-to-back-to-back.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, but yeah, he loves Azamara. They're his favourite.
The thing is, when you book it through Planet Cruise, it does make it a lot more affordable.
I am looking very. You're right. I am looking very 80s there. You're right.
and what time? Hang on. What time is that? Because you're in the shade.
I was in the shade.
I thought you were wearing sunglasses at night. It was never a good look.
But there was a beautiful singer, a tenor on stage. We had the band playing. Russ, the cruise director, was amazing as well. Do you know Russ?
No, that rings a bell. Russ?
Russ.
You can't remember his surname?
No, I only called him Russ, yeah. But he's a singer. He was in Mamma Mia.
I tell you what, though, I love the whole, the white linen. Because I do say sometimes when you go to Portofino, if you're going to go somewhere like Marseille, you just want to wear white linen, crisp. Very nice.
And the outside was fantastic. And this lady, I think it was Sandra, there to my left, she came up at the very end of the cruise and said, I watch the show every week with you and Justin. I need to say hello. So we took a quick picture. But I met some lovely people in there. Adored the Azamara cruise. Great. But we've got an amazing lineup, haven't we, Justin?
Yeah. We're actually going to be kicking off one of my favourite cruise lines because I spent 6 years with them. It's actually been funny because the last week I've been away in the south of France. I feel as if I'm name dropping now, but you know when you go back to places that are important in your, when you're growing up. In my early 20s, popping into Monaco and Nice and Toulon and Marseille, it was wonderful to go back down memory lane. And with P&O Cruises, you've got a fantastic offer on this one. It is a brilliant deal.
Yeah, I've got to say, and I'm not just saying this, I haven't got a cruise booked in my diary at the moment.
Are you feeling all right?
No, I'm feeling terrible.
You look at
yeah,
as if you're
I'm
sweating.
a mess. I am.
You've only just come back. You got time.
So, but this is seriously tempting. Look at the price, $469 with P&O. But let's take you on board and talk you through.
Yeah, well, this is on board Ventura, and of course, in fact, as I was coming to the end of my cruise career, this is actually one of the more modern ships that was coming out. Of course, with P&O, it is that quintessential British cruise line, established on the history, fantastic causes, the good old-fashioned things, you know, like tea and coffee making facilities. Great quality cabins, whether it's inside, outside, or the suites as well. And the facilities on board and some of the restaurants are just fantastic. In fact, you've got the main restaurants, which is the Saffron, the Cinnamon, and Bay Tree as well. And then, of course, you've got, on top of that, some of your signature restaurants. Sometimes supplements do apply, but when you actually look at the price that you pay for a full meal, you've got the Epicurean, you've got Sindhu, which if you love... back in the day, we used to love the Indian night because the staff on board could really cook their local authentic dishes. Now, the celebrity chef Atul Kutcher has formalised that. Also, Ollie White as well with the Glass House. So if you do like a glass of vino, which I'm sure you'd like to indulge in, or you're probably sick of the sight of it after your cruise.
I am drying out a little, yes.
Well, drying out, talking of which, if you fancy a nice little massage or perhaps a little bit of steam room therapy, it's always good if you've had a heavy night the night before, go in that sauna, just sweat it all out and just enjoy it.
I thought you were going to say start again.
Drink responsibly.
Yes, please do, seriously. But this is great because it cruises straight out Southampton, which is really nice and easy. Your first day's at sea, isn't it, Justin?
Yeah, first day at sea, and this is a great short little break. You're going across to Amsterdam, and this is a rarity. You have an overnight on board in Amsterdam. So in the daytime, you can go and see things like the Van Gogh Museum, Rembrandt's Museum, and Frank's house as well. You can go and see the bicycles. You can go and see the tulip fields and sing that favourite song, Tulips from Amsterdam. And then in the evening, do a little bit of window shopping because it is an incredibly cultural city. And please, I went there probably about 10 years ago, and I know certainly they've spent a lot of money on cleaning up certain parts of Amsterdam. It's a very, very safe environment to go and have a look around, and especially an overnight on board in Amsterdam. You've got both sides and both characters of a world-renowned city. Then you're into Bruges. This is actually the port of Zeebrugge, and you can head on into Bruges and see some of the beautiful courtyards, and again, you can go on some of the canal rides. I'd actually save your canal ride for Bruges. Don't do it in Amsterdam. Do the walking around and the cycling. Save the canal barges for Bruges. Chocolate's really good here as well as beers, because there's 125 breweries. You have a nice relaxing day at sea, and then we're off to St Peter Port, which is the port for Guernsey. This is an anchorage port, so you get your tender ashore, and it's just one of those lovely little places you can have a little bit of a wander around. Good, well, renowned for its silver, and of course a lot of history with the Second World War as well. And then you're back to Southampton. But the fact of the matter is, a 7-night cruise, including an overnight in Amsterdam, a fantastic price. I mean, this actually works out. You can see the lead price there of $469. It's £67 per person per night. And on top of that, you can get this for just an amazing £1 per person exclusive deposit. But terms and conditions do apply. So please, if you want any clarification on the pound deposit, when you phone the number at the bottom of the screen, 0808 250 2662, then ask for all the details with our cruise specialist.
When you think about it, what would you get for £68 per person tonight? Bear in mind that that will include all of your marvellous food, great entertainment, of course, with P&O as well. But we have got the exclusive pound deposit, as just mentioned. And something that I would really recommend, traffic's a nightmare nowadays, isn't it? So if you don't live near Southampton, rather than driving down on the day and maybe being stressed, we've actually got a special connection with the Holiday Inn in Winchester. You could stay there the night before, £95 per person, and you get breakfast, parking and port transfers as well. Really worth doing that, isn't it?
If you think about what your port transfers would be, and then what your parking would be, and the convenience of that then you have the hotel on top of it. I always like a hotel. Changes your mood.
It does, doesn't it?
Gets you in the mood.
And just looking here, great prices starting at $469. But even on the, even not being funny, but even on the July and August days, peak season, under £500. Amazing value. Now, we've also got a competition.
Yes.
Haven't we? Oh,
yeah, well, it's great new news that P&O Cruises have announced the name of their new ship, which is going to be launched in 2020. And you have got the chance to win a cruise on board the brand new P&O Cruises I was going to say it then.
Iona.
Iona. But the design of this ship, the Lana deck, which you've got up on the top, this beautiful glass atrium with 7 bars and restaurants in the top. I should imagine there's going to be a lot of innovations. They've only released the name. Stephen Mulhern announced the name. There was 30,000 entries, and they picked the name of Iona. And yeah, this is a great opportunity to go to planetcruise.com/en and register your details there to be in with a chance to win a cruise on board of it.
And if the top bosses of P&O are watching, we'd love to come and have a visit, wouldn't we? New ship.
All joking aside, we would actually love to do that.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Now, don't forget, really important, just instead, I've got to remind you of this.
Yep.
Next week and the week after, that's the 3rd and the 10th of July, we're going to be early at 6 o'clock, so you can watch the football and the cruise show on the same night.
Yeah,
that's a good night.
So make sure you tune in 6 o'clock, 3rd and the 10th of July.
Yeah. And you get an early finish. You might get home for the football as well.
No, I'm not bothered. So, when I say I'm not bothered, football's not my thing. Euro 96, I was properly into it, and everybody should be patriotic for their country. But yeah, football's not my bag. But I know who Harry Kane is now. I know who Harry Kane is. Anyway,
now we brought you the next deal about 6 weeks ago with Celestyal Cruises. It was a top seller, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I've got to say, Andy from Celestyal, sorry, was due to be with us tonight, but because of traffic problems down in London, he's not able to make us. But the actual company itself, an amazing award-winning company. I'm just going to have to, because there's so many different awards. I've just picked the best of them. They are a Greek company specialising in the Greek islands, which, you know, if you want to go to the Greek islands, you go for a specialist. They've got Creative Greece Awards 2018 Best Performing Company, Gold Award in the Sailing and Travel Experience in the Greece Tourism Awards, and first place in category for the Best Shore Excursions and Best for Value, of which this particular deal tonight does come with a free shore excursion in not 1, not 2, but 3 of the ports.
Wow.
So that's a fantastic way.
So if you look at the value here, it's all-inclusive. We'll show the drinks package in a few minutes' time. All your tips included, and then 3 excursions as well.
3 excursions.
I mean, that is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, and to be fair, on top of that, you just saw their overnight in Mykonos. You actually get an overnight in Mykonos, and you actually get an overnight in Santorini as well. Now, here's the thing. If you've looked at trying to book accommodation, not a cruise, but if you look to try and book accommodation, you cannot get accommodation for 1 or 2 nights in these sort of locations. Also, if you look at cruises that stay overnight in Mykonos and Santorini, there isn't any, because Celestyal is the only cruise line that's allowed to stay in overnight. So
this really is the way to see these beautiful Greek islands, isn't it?
And do you know what? I'm just going to put it out there. You know, I've done the larger ships, and I know for some people, we've got Oasis the Sea coming up later on tonight. It's for them, but for me, I mean, it's a small ship, 25,000 tons.
Oh. So I love both. Really, I love the big ships, but I equally adore the small ships.
You get to know people.
You do. You get to make new friends and things. Yeah. But last time we had this on the show, it flew. I think the same is going to happen tonight, so do get in there as soon as you can. Give us a call right now. Now, we're flying you from London over to Athens to start with.
And then you transfer into the ship. So Mykonos is your first port of call, and this is where you have an overnight on board. Mykonos is a hidden gem. I'm telling you now, you know, the sort of Shirley Valentine effect and a few films that have been filmed here, they've kept it under the radar, but now get in there before it goes, when I say global. An incredible daytime feel, very relaxed, quite chic, like you were saying about the White Night with Azamara. You know, dress up, get your floppy hats on with your sunglasses. Girls, dress whatever you want. No, but in the evening, it's got 2 sides to it. It's got a really, really lively side. So if you do want to go out and you do want to stay out late, there are some nightclubs that are fantastic, really great friendly places. But then there's also some great chilled out bars overlooking the harbour. Expect to pay a little bit more for your drinks around the harbour. You're paying a premium, but
they're beautiful. Yeah,
you've got. I mean, you sat there and you're thinking, crikey, look at this. This is the life, huh?
That would be a lovely, lovely port.
Yeah.
And say, I've been to Mykonos many times, but it's always disappointing when you've got to leave early. You've got the overnight. Then, one of my favourite places, Santorini is next, isn't it?
We're actually going to Milos in between.
Yes.
Yeah, we're into Milos.
No, I do like Milos.
It's known as the island.
I'll be honest, I've never been.
Have you never been?
No, I haven't, no.
It's known as the Island of Colours. You can see the pumice stone windswept caves there. But 70 beaches. Oh, I can't even say it. That's
good
another blooper. That's another one for the Christmas show.
We're really good tonight, aren't we? Yeah, really good.
We should go away more often. 70 beaches.
I think we're in holiday mode, aren't we?
Yeah, and there's a town that's about 5 kilometres away called the Plaka, which is a lovely place to have a little bit of a wander around. But that's just absolutely great.
That does look really nice. Yeah.
Now, you know when you think of a Greek yoghurt commercial, or you think of a picture postcard of Greece, what do you think of? You think of this place, Santorini. Look at it. It is just whitewashed walls, blue roofs. It is absolutely stunning, and some of the pictures that you're going to get from here are just absolutely remarkable. Bear in mind, this is where they believe that Atlantis was. It's actually all the buildings are built on the rim of an inactive volcano. So back in the 60s, they found a lot of archaeological sites here. So really interesting history-wise. But look at that. For me, I'm just like, I want the best sunglasses. I want a white Chris shirt with flip-flops and a glass of chilled rosé and a little bit of what's the Greek drink? Ouzo, isn't it?
Ouzo, yeah.
Little cut glass bottles, yeah. Ouzo, because afterwards you go, ooh. So anyway. After the day to recover in Santorini, we're off to Heraklion. Now, this is actually a day I'd recommend going out and see some of the history, because this is supposedly the 4,000-year-old Ionian ruins, and this is where they believe that the Minotaur, you know, the legend of the Minotaur and the palace was. So there's plenty to see and do here. They're off to Ephesus. Now, this is a big day when it comes to history, and highly recommend doing some tours here. You've got Ephesus, which is, of course, you've got the Library of Celsius, the Temple of Artemis, one of the 7 wonders of the world. You've got the Temple of Hadrian, the House of Virgin Mary. There is a lot to see and do here. And then after that, you're back to Athens. And that, 7 nights around the Greek islands and 2 overnights on board. That is just up my street, and all-inclusive as well.
And we are into dates in 2019. You can imagine it has been selling very fast for this year. So if you do want to book ahead, do it tonight. All-inclusive. I love those 2 words, as you know. Tips and exclusive discounts tonight as well. Free. I mean, these shore excursions. You know, you could be talking when you add those up, they'd be worth at least a few £100s, wouldn't they?
Can you just hear the beautiful Greek music in the background? Yeah, just imagine a little feta Greek salad, a little bit of ouzo.
Oh, we're there, aren't we?
A couple of plates, smashing them on the floor.
And return flights from London as well. Now, price-wise, we've got some amazing prices, starting, say, as little as £1,019. And actually, the temperatures, even in October, really good, generally speaking, aren't they? Really good.
And one thing I forgot to mention earlier on, I said about the award-winning Celestyal Cruises. One of the things that's also great about Celestyal is the simple fact that their quality of service. They actually supply some of the other top cruise lines with staff.
Just before we move on, really quickly, look at the single prices.
Oh, yes, yeah, good point.
Last time we had this on the show, we had so many single passengers booked. So if you do want to get in there tonight, please do.
Shirley Valentine.
Yeah.
There you go. Go and find your Greek lover.
That's really good. A single price, starting as little as that for all-inclusive, I think is amazing. Anyway, we better move on. Excursion-wise, we get 3, don't we?
Yeah, Santorini, Crete and Kousidasi, so you get to see all that historic stuff as well. So remember that they did win an award as well for the value for money and the quality of their tours. So, you know, award-winning tours included in the price.
And I'll do the next page, because this is the all-inclusive drinks package. Which means selected spirits, beers and cocktails, including, of course, Greek-flavoured ouzo cocktails.
Yeah, non-alcoholic cocktails as well, including your sodas, iced teas and juices.
And that does make a difference to me. I have all those as well. And I do love my coffee on a morning. You've got all your espressos, cappuccinos, tea and hot chocolate as well. That is all included in the price tonight.
Exactly.
We think that will, honestly, I'll say it again, single passengers, do book that as soon as you possibly can. Now, what's happening next week, Justin?
Before we go into the next one, just remember, if you're watching, this is for me mum, this is for everybody that follows me, my fan club, my mum, +1. It's 6 o'clock next week and the week after. So the 3rd of July and the 10th of July, moving it to 6 o'clock so you can still enjoy the World Cup and hopefully England going through. But you'll also get some you'll score some deals. You see what I did there? You know, we've actually got some later on for the World Cup.
Do you know, I can just imagine Justin's telling you all about starting early. I can imagine next week he arrives late. Oh, I forgot it was at 6
I'm not here next week, it's the week after.
Okay, I'll let you off.
I tell you, all joking aside there, if you've actually been watching the World Cup, I know you're probably thinking, I'm sick to death of hearing about you changing the times. But if you've looked at the World Cup and gone, Russia, I've never been there. We've actually got a deal coming up later on with a deposit from just £1 per person, where you can go next year when all the craziness has died down of the World Cup and see that great city.
Yeah. So stay tuned. Now we're going big now. The Oasis of the Seas.
Did you have to go like that?
I don't know.
Is that the size we're going to be when we come off? It's terrible, isn't it? It's just the foods.
Even I have put on a few pounds.
Come on, be honest. Have you put? You have put on.
I have put on a few pounds. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You look well for it.
Yeah. You know. Just enjoyed it. Anyway, we digress. We are flying you to Orlando. We're actually staying in a lovely hotel for 3 nights. You could do all the theme parks and things, couldn't you?
You know, it's fantastic. It's a great place. You know, if you've been before on family holidays, then it's a great opportunity. Also for shopping, it's got some of the best shopping. Go with an empty suitcase, come back with a new wardrobe. That's got a ring to it, isn't it? That should be the title of the show. We'll work on that. But Orlando, fantastic, whether you go downtown, whether you go to the theme parks, or whether you head out a little bit further into the Everglades as well. So enjoy those 3 days, but then you're actually on board one of the greatest ships. You've been on her, haven't you?
She is incredible. If you've been on the Independence of the Seas, imagine a ship that's twice the width. Now,
Quantum class, isn't it?
Yeah. And some people think, oh, that's too big. There's so much space and room and so much happening. I mean, you will not be bored for a second. Well, it's an amazing ship.
To be fair, it's actually, you know, sometimes you go, OK, you know, whatever floats your boat, excuse the pun, but if you love the big theme parks and you love, you know, all the different facilities, you will love this. Do the theme parks and then it's almost as if you're continuing on with the ship that carries that theme.
Well, I'll tell you what, do you want to have a look? Because here she is, the one and only Oasis of the Seas.
Launched in 2009, the Oasis of the Seas and her sister ship, the Allure, are the largest cruise ships in the world. It's really hard to get across the scale of this ship, but if I just say that she's split into 7 different neighbourhoods, then perhaps you can start to imagine. You could literally eat every day, 3 meals a day for an entire week and never repeat a venue. How amazing is that? So what do you fancy? Maybe dining under the stars at the Celestyal Bistro, or perhaps an authentic Mexican at the new restaurant in Saga, or Asian specialities maybe at Azumi. Now there they've also got teppanyaki, which is where the chefs cut it all up in front of you, and incredible sushi as well. However, if you've got children, they may not fancy the sushi, so in that case I would recommend Johnny Rockets. They've got all the family favourites, dancing waiters to boot. Right now, though, I'm just going to have a light snack. There is so much to do on board Oasis of the Seas. I honestly think you'd have to stay on this ship for about a month to get it all done. They've got an ice rink where they have spectacular shows in the evenings, and in the day you can do free ice skating. They've even got their own comedy club. How cool is that? And they've got 3 theatres as well. They're always bringing shows from Broadway and the West End. And they've got the Aqua Theatre. Now there, they've got 2 18-metre diving boards and about 2,000 nozzles that spray water everywhere. And that's where you'll find the synchronised swimmers, the divers, the acrobats. Tom Daly, eat your heart out. So when it comes to booking your stateroom, there's a lot of choice. I'm in one of the staterooms with the balcony, but you might want to book a 2-storey stateroom or perhaps a family suite. Now, they come with 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and your own living room as well. There's also some really nice staterooms that come with wraparound balconies overlooking the Aqua Theatre, for instance. But there's a total of 43 grades of accommodation, so a lot of choice. One thing, though, that comes in every single room is an interactive flat-screen TV. Really lovely for viewing, obviously, but also for keeping an eye on your bill and actually for booking shore excursions on and entertainment as well.
That was our lovely Gemma there. Right, let's show you where you're going to be cruising to. So you're on board this wonderful ship and she's superb. First day at sea?
Yeah, we're into Haiti. This is actually Labadee. It's actually a private resort,
yes.
So very much like if you've been to Princess Cays with some of the other cruise lines, this is your time to just go ashore, do all of your water sports and laying about and just enjoy the activities. Then we're off to Jamaica.
I've done that, so that was a zip wire, wasn't it?
Oh, the zip wire, yeah. So I was already on to the next
Sorry,
port.
go on.
We haven't got time. We're off to Falmouth, Jamaica. So this, again, if you want to do the reggae tour, go and see Bob Marley. Dun River Falls as well. There's some fantastic things to do in Jamaica. Jamaica. Another relaxing day at sea, and then we're off to Mexico. We're off to Cozumel, and this resort, well, you can go and see the Mayan ruins, or they've got fantastic port facilities. So there's loads of pools there. You can hire little buggies, go dolphins, swim with dolphins. And it's the type of place that you've got your party bars like Senor Frogs and Carlos and Charlie's. Other brands are available, but just not as fun. Then a relaxing day at sea, and then we're back to Orlando.
I mean, great trip there, great price, and let's just remind you of this fabulous ship, and she is wonderful. God, I don't think I've ever been on a ship that has so much going on.
Yeah.
And I love. Now this is great. You know, on the Independence of the Seas, you've got the central.
The promenades, yeah, you've got the boardwalk on this one.
Yeah, but this is all outside, so,
yeah.
you know, you've got all the fresh air, you've got so much happening. Oh, yeah, there's even the zip wire on this, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a zip wire that goes straight down the centre,
yeah,
and then the really deep pool
at
the back where they do all of the high diving.
And the amphitheatre at the back, yeah.
The actual, you know, the boardwalk is supposed to remind you.
There's you, Justin.
If you what in the middle, the little one, just loving life. He's like, yay!
I meant the last picture.
Oh right, okay.
But honestly, she is an amazing ship, and you will not be bored for a second. So that gives you a little taste. Let's show you what's included on this one, because you will get. Oh yes, if you book on the 27th of September, you will get a free upgrade from inside to outside. So that is a date to really look out for. 3 nights stay in Orlando and 7 nights on board the Oasis of the Seas, and obviously all your flights as well. Price-wise, we've got prices starting as little as £1,099. We've already got a few sellouts in this one, so you can see they do be super quick. Even the balconies are really good on that, aren't they?
Yeah,
really good.
But if you do like your competitions, we've got another fantastic competition that you can enter and stand to win a prize of a Celebrity Special Edition, sorry, Royal Caribbean Special Edition Monopoly board game. If you go to planetcruise.com/EN, you can enter that. And certainly, if you, as a collectible, well, you can just imagine what it's worth.
Honestly, I love Monopoly. I love my cruising, love Royal Caribbean, so I'd adore to have that.
Exactly.
I'm sure it cost a fortune to buy, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, I'm not too sure whether you can actually buy it. I don't know how you get it, but we've got one to give away as a special edition. So go to the website. All the terms and conditions are on there.
Now, we're going to move on to Marella Cruises next. I want to say thank you to Simon, who emailed today. He's just come back from Marella Cruise. Sent me a lovely email. And Doris, who's 91, loved the cruise as well. 91 still cruising. So Marella always get great feedback. Let's take you on board and show you why. So, Marella, formerly obviously Thompson Cruises.
Yes.
Should say that.
Yeah, and of course, you know, it's the great... Still, a lot of the staff and a lot of the crew are going to be the same. Complete rebrand, and it's a different feel. You know, you've got that family atmosphere. Smaller ships, classic ships that are refurbished to high standards. I'm not just saying this, but some of the classic cruise ships have got a feel to them.
Oh, I agree.
I know certainly with P&O when, you know, the old Victoria left and the old Arcadia left, everybody was up in arms.
Yeah.
But it had that feel because people had gone back. And still, I was taking a trip down memory lane. A lot of the staff that are on board, they have been there for years, so the quality of service is superb. They've got some great, really fantastic speciality restaurants on there. So if you love your Pan-Asian delicacies, you've got Corala, there's the Surf and Turf Steakhouse as well, the Snack Shack. Lots to see and do that, and the bars are great as well. You've got the Indigo Bar as well. Also, spa-wise, you saw the spas just earlier on. They've got the first Champneys at sea. Yeah, so if you've ever been to or thought of going to Champneys, you know, premier spa resorts, they have teamed up, and it's the first Champneys at sea.
And what we hear from customers time and time again, Marella offer incredible value. You know, you look at that price on the screen, and there's 2 very important words: all-inclusive.
Yeah.
And all of your tips as well. And I can honestly say, if you've never cruised around the fjords, I've been lucky enough to do it twice. It is spectacular, and this is a way to do it. I mean, you know how beautiful the
place are. And you know, I'll just put it out there. If you've ever thought about doing a land-based tour, it's a really expensive part of the world to go to. So the fact that you've got all of your food and your entertainment on board, you know, it's great that you've got your moving hotel to go from port to port.
I'm thinking of even taking my mum on this because she's never been around the fjords.
Yeah, and this is the greatest. Let me take you through it. First of all, relaxing day at sea out of Southampton. So for those of you that can't fly or won't fly, perfect. But then we've got our first port of call, which is Hawksund. Now, first of all, I mean, it's an absolute stunning sailing. but you can go and see a fantastic view, which we'll tell you a little bit later on. But the architecture here is stunning, and also some of the churches, which actually dates back to 1250, so there's a lot of history here. The highlight of this cruise, though, has to be Flom.
Yes.
And it's the railway. You know, if you look at, you know, the great journeys like the Orient Express or Concorde that was, Flom has to be definitely up there. The actual railway itself is a 12-mile route that climbs nearly 3,000 feet through this stunning scenery. I do have to point this out, though. Please do ask about the tour that's available. It's not included. You've got to book this up because you'll get on board and it will be sold out, and you can't just walk ashore. You can try it, risk it for a biscuit, as I say, but you'll probably be disappointed because you'll get there and they're sold out, and it's not as if they release any more. It's absolutely stunning.
And what is lovely, you know, as the train climbs and climbs, the temperatures, the scenery completely changes, doesn't it?
Yeah, you go through 20 different mountain tunnels. It's about a 50-minute ride. It's definitely one of the ones for those that you love your scenery. Then we're off to Fjord. Now, Fjord is where you see your waterfalls. Of course, in the winter, everybody moves out of these resorts. These are summer resorts. So in the summer, all of the water, all the ice is melting. You see the Seven Sisters there. There's also the Bridal Veil Falls as well. There's a lot of rock formations that look like faces. Well, that's what the captain says when he's on the tannoy. He says, look to the port side, you'll see a face. And you're like, really? Where? Is the guy driving the ship? But there we go. But that's absolutely stunning. Also, can I just say, for those of you a little bit more active, there's a really good walking tour here and also a good kayaking tour. And I must admit, I'm terrible in the water. I absolutely loved it. I managed to stay upright. I didn't go over once. But there you go.
Anyway, you're terrible in the water, be on cruise ships for how many years?
Yeah, I know, but it's different being on a ship and actually contrling a vessel or a bit of fiberglass with my top-heavy weight. Anyway, off to Oldham. Oldham, you've got to go to the Brixton Glacier. Whether you see it, whether you climb it, and I must admit, the day before I was doing the tour, I was going, I'm climbing the glacier. I thought I was going to be like Indiana Jones with these ice hacks, you know, just axes, just climbing up the wall. It's a little bit more gentler than that, shall we say. But you still do get the full crampons that you can climb on the ice. It's wonderful to go and see. And if you don't want to climb it, just go and see it because it is absolutely stunning. Then we're off to Stavanger. This is the cradle of the Vikings. This is one of the oldest parts of Norway. And again, some great views to be seen here. If you love your churches, you mentioned this earlier on about some of the early churches. There's actually churches that predate that one. There's actually an old wooden Olaf church. It's definitely worth going to see. So that actually wraps up. That's your last port of call, and then heading back to Southampton. But a lovely week's cruise around the fjords.
Do you know we've not had many with Marella around the fjords either, have we?
No, not recently.
So let's just show you what's included tonight on Planet Cruise. All inclusive, so that's all your tips, all your drinks. A brilliant single special in this one as well, starting at £1,239. Only £75 deposit needed tonight. And also, don't forget, you can stay the night before in the wonderful Holiday Inn in Winchester for only £95 per person. You get your breakfast, your parking, and your port transfers.
Brilliant. I tell you what, Sean, let's not remind the viewers that we're going to do, you know, next week's show on the 10th at 6 p.m.
Yeah, we've told you that, haven't we?
We've told them. But I tell you what, we have got to celebrate, just in conjunction, everybody's doing something football themed and World Cup themed, so back of the net, score a fantastic deal. No, it is, a lot of people are talking about Russia because of the World Cup. But have you ever actually wanted to go to Russia outside of the football frenzy and go and see some of the greatest places like St. Petersburg and an overnight? Well, from just £1 deposit per person, terms and conditions apply, you can get a 14-night Baltic City cruise from Tilbury with Cruise and Maritime. This is the brand that my in-laws have recently been on. They thought it was great quality, and bear in mind, my in-laws, they've got high standards.
Yeah, of course they have.
Linda, if you're watching.
But that is a brilliant deal.
Yes.
Just over £1,000 for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Now, we've got something very special next with Celebrity Cruises. On board the Celebrity Millennium, beautiful ship. I've cruised with Celebrity, I think, 8 times now. Amazing company. But if you book tonight, there's something special price-wise, isn't there?
Yeah, we've got a real special, but it's for 48 hours only. So what is it? Just gone 8:30 now on Tuesday night. 8:30 on Thursday is when it closes. You can actually get £50 off per person when you book in the next 48 hours. And we're really, really lucky tonight to have some fantastic footage from the Hong Kong Tourism Board. Do you want to take a look at this? This is directly from Hong Kong Tourism Board.
I've lived in Hong Kong for 20 years. I still remember my first cartoonist word.
Ho ho say hello. Ho ho ho. Ho ho man.
You will have to taste it to believe it. From Michelin star restaurant to street food, even the choosest palate will be satisfied. Come discover Hong Kong like a local.
Really, really good.
I like to go around finding inspiration for my designs, and this city never fails to surprise me. Vibrant colors everywhere, global trends along with street culture. Local designs, latest looks. They're for everyone, even a superstar. Come discover Hong Kong like a local.
You know what's super cool? I think my Uncle Michael is a superhero. He takes me to all these fun places. And he can fly.
I always love having family visit us in Hong Kong, because then I can take them on adventure after adventure. Come discover Hong Kong like a local.
I will miss you.
Now, we should let you know that you actually have 3 nights in a 5-star hotel in Hong Kong. I mean, that's great before the cruise.
Great, it's going to be epic.
And I'm right, so you get the Symphony of Lights cruise as well included. That's amazing, isn't it?
The whole of the bay around Hong Kong, it's something that they all celebrate. You know, 8 o'clock, I think it is, every night, they have a great light and fireworks display. But you actually get a cruise around the harbour whilst you have that. And you just imagine seeing the skyscrapers on the shoreline is one thing, but looking up and being... if you book this... and you'll be looking, you know, on this ship, in the middle of the hut, and then looking up. That's included in the cruise.
So yes, 3 nights in a 5-star hotel in Hong Kong. Then we get on board this beautiful ship, and of course she is the Celebrity Millennium, and wonderful 14-night cruiser, isn't it?
Yeah, well, starting off in Hong Kong, of course, you've got those 3 days or 3 nights to enjoy it. You can see the fantastic skyline there. Go on one of the junkers if you want around the harbour. But then from Hong Kong, we are then venturing a little bit further afield. We're actually going off to Taipei, or Keelung, which is the port of Taipei. Now, this really goes back in time. This actually goes back to the 3rd dynasty BC. So it really is one of those historic places that is definitely here to see. You've got the Martyr Shrine, you've also got the Kai-shek Memorial Hall as well. So there's plenty to see and do here. Then we've got a relaxing day at sea before we head off to Vietnam, and this is Hanoi. Now, Hanoi is actually the seaport which was named, Ha is the river and Noi is inn, so the river inn. It was actually named by King Ming Mang in 1831. Now, apparently, the actual region itself, according to legend, there was a dragon that was sent by the gods to help to sort of defend the invaders of foreign fields, and the actual dragon was slain and fell into the bay and created these wonderful islands. And I love that.
Yeah.
It's one of those places you look at the skyline, you forget about the the whole cultural mystery and the legends that are handed down. So it's absolutely fantastic. It's really the northern capital of Vietnam, and of course a lot of history with the Vietnam War as well. So if you do want to do some cultural history immersion, then you can do. Then we're off to Hue. Now this is the imperial city of the emperors. And this is really where you can see the tombs, the citadels, the 10 Mai Pagoda as well. So there's definitely, you know, it's a big cruise. You know, you're going to be doing a lot of sightseeing, especially, you know, when you travel this far, you've got to go in and just step that little bit further. Take the track that's less beaten and just explore. 2 relaxing days at sea, because you're going to need it to build up. Hey, you know, we're going out. It's going to be with a bang. Bangkok. This is one port that I never went into. I was gutted. Absolutely. I was on the ship, didn't get ashore. Go and see the Grand Palace. Go and see the temples in the daytime. But again, like we said about Amsterdam, it's a port of two halves. By daytime, tranquil, incredible cuisine. The nighttime, incredible cuisine. and incredibly lively. It's just one of those things. I don't have to say anything, do I? But, you know, whether you want to go and have some of the great noodles, you know, slurping some of that hot soup, it's just, just fantastic. I really wish I'd gone ashore, but I had import manning, which is, for those of you who don't know cruise ships, you have to stay on board for safety reasons, and in case there's an evacuation, you have to evacuate. So we had to be on board as the crew. Oh, that's terrible. I had to work. I had to do some work. But there we go. Anyway, relaxing day at sea, and then we're into Singapore overnight. One of my favourite places at night. Singapore is just fantastic. There's the Marina Bay Gardens. So this is, you've got the Marina Bay Gardens. If it's overnight, you can do the safari at night, so you can go and see all the animals at night. The Gardens by the Bay is absolutely beautiful at night as well, all that lights up. Go to Raffles and have a Singapore sling, because that's where it's created, and you can crush your little monkey nuts and just chuck them on the floor. That's actually customary there. And shopping-wise, I mean, it's one of the most expensive cities in the world to live. Oh, there's the Merlion as well. There's a famous legend of the fish and the line coming together. That's going into the bay, and it's just brilliant. Go up the actual hotel in the background. It's designed to look like a cruise ship, if you can see. And just if I go slightly geeky, that is actually one of the world's largest cantilever structures at the end of the Marina Bay Hotel. It's also the most expensive bar, with about 3 gin and tonics. It'll cost you about $90. But there we go. It's worth the view. Exactly, exactly.
And then, of course, you disembark and transferred to the airport and flown back to London. Amazing prices on this one tonight. So let's just talk you through what is included. Now, it is a TV show exclusive. If you book in the next 48 hours, you'll get £50 off the prices shown. 3 nights in a 5-star hotel in Hong Kong, and you will get the Symphony of Lights tour included as well, and 14 nights on board this beautiful ship, and return flights from London as well. Price-wise, let's just show you. Do you know what I spotted on this one? If you love Aqua Class, where you get the Blue Restaurant and so many other benefits, Persian Gardens.
I know we didn't talk any of it. We didn't get a chance.
Well, I'm just thinking 12th of February. Look at that price for Aqua. That is really good.
You took away for Valentine's Day.
Look at you, you're romantic.
Hey?
Yeah.
Rheumatic.
That is really good, isn't it? Yeah.
It is.
Great idea, 12th of February. But anyway, got some great prices across the board on that one. But we've still got 2 more cruises to tempt you with. And now we have got some exclusive pricing with Saga River Cruises next. These are actually some of the best prices I've ever seen for Saga, aren't they? By far.
Definitely. And you know, with Saga, again, you know the brand, you know what they specialise in, and they know that the cruise market is expanding. So what they've done is they've actually chartered some of the greatest ships. So the Amadeus Royal itself is chartered by Saga, and again, the facilities on board, and then the brand of Saga, it's just great. And great combination.
And they do cater for slightly older clientele, don't they?
Yes, but still, you know, it's young at heart, and that's the great thing.
I'm booking Saga next year. I'll be...
No.
No, I want to seriously. I want to
go.
I want to go with my mum, because the feedback we get, again, the standards are outstanding, aren't they?
Well, and again, the reason why they've actually chosen the Amadeus, the actual ship itself, you've got 142 passenger maximum capacity, 40 crew members. It's got a lift on board as well, so for those of you that like that extra little bit luxury or rely on things like that, a lot of the river cruise lines, it is quite literally, you know, you're walking up and down ladders. This, a lift on board. Also, the actual cabins on Mozart and Strauss decks have got full-length windows and French balconies as well. So all of those details I'll just give you. Just check that with your cruise specialist when you call. But it's amazing value. A river cruise for just over £100 per person per night. It works out £106 per person per night.
And I'm not being funny, you're not going in the middle of winter here. This is the 30th of August this year, isn't it?
This is a last-minute deal, so if you do want to go, you know, this is just a couple of months away, go and see Budapest and Prague as well, then this is actually going to be perfect.
And, you know, I've got to say, that's the best time of the year to visit the beautiful places, isn't it? And that river view starts at 9:49. Let's just show you a little teaser and taste of some of the beautiful places you're going to be visiting. So we fly from London to Budapest, don't we?
Yeah, my little lovely Budapest. I absolutely love it.
Great place, isn't it?
City of two halves, and yes, everywhere you go, everybody's singing that George Ezra song. It's all about the bridges. Definitely go to see the actual I can't think of the name of it now. There's the central building. There you go. The Parliament building. That's the one.
That was an easy one.
Yeah, I know, but I was trying to think of it. It's one of the. Again, it's one of the largest. I think it's one of the top 3 in footprint, in size of parliamentary buildings in Europe. Absolutely stunning city. Go to the Jewish Quarter. Really fantastic. And there's also the ruin bars as well. Very lively, very cultural. So I think Bohemian. Think absinthe, go down there and have a good time and work out what the hell went on the next morning. Then we're off to Bratislava. Now, there's optional excursions. There's excursions that are included on this one. So this morning, in the morning, you get a chance to have a look around. But there's also 2 optional excursional tours as well. So you can do the city, you can do the Philharmonic Hall, the castle, the Old Town, the Leopold Gate, the Archbishop's Palace, St Martin's Cathedral. There's loads to see and do in Bratislava. Then we're off to Vienna. I'm actually flying out there tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to this. Never been before.
I haven't either.
And yeah, it's just, well, the actual main sort of drag of Vienna is incredible architecture, and then you've got the new part as well. So just imagine those horse-drawn carriages, the beautiful palaces, the Schönbrunn Palace. It's just absolutely stunning. Then we're off to 2 actual destinations, Melk and Dürnstein. Here you get a chance to see the Benedictine Abbey. Also, you get a chance to sail through one of the greatest winemaking regions of this particular area as well. There is an optional tour as well. You can go and see the castle a little bit further afield. So ask about the details about the tours that are included. There's some of the vineyards as well. It's just absolutely, I love it. Then we're off to Passau. Now this is Bavaria. So there's an optional short walking tour. So if you fancy walking off some of that food and drink that you've been having on board, then you can get close to the Danube. Or you can go on an optional excursion tour to Salzburg. So if you love a little bit of Mozart or classical music, then your Mozarts, your Strausses, then you absolutely love that. Then we're off to Kelheim and Regensburg. Now this dates back to the 7th century, so you've got a large number of medieval buildings, including churches as well. And there's a chance to go and see the Weltenberg Abbey as well, so that's one on the list to tick off as well. But and then we're off. We're back into Nuremberg. Of course, incredible history that you've got here. The actual square itself is absolutely stunning. And then into Prague. Prague, for me, it's all about the astronomical clock. If you want to know where it is, just find the crowd, and as soon as it strikes, everybody disappears. I went here twice. Once in the winter with the winter Christmas markets, and then once in the summer. Both were fantastic. Walk across the bridge. And across the bridge, they've got all of the important figures in these bronze figures, and there's a lucky rubbing. So there's one with a picture of one of the historic figures of Prague with his dog, and the dog, you have to rub the dog's head, and it brings you good luck. You think I'm barking mad, don't you? Go and do it. Go and do it. And you'll see. You'll see.
And you are actually in Prague for 2 nights in a hotel, aren't you?
Yeah, and you know, Prague, it's one of those places. It's you know, sometimes Prague, everybody associates it with, you know, your weekends away, but it's just a great. Just dig below the surface, you'll find little cultural bars where the locals, you just get chatting. Here's a little tip for you: Chili Bar, James Dean, Hangar 57. And there's a tiki bar. Other bars are available, but I'm telling you now, in the evening, you want to head to those places. James Dean has got some of the best cocktails, and it's like a proper diner, like James Dean. Just find out, you'll see these great old cars, like these American cars, and that's where it is, just off the main square. I'm not on commission on it.
Now, let's show you what's included. It is a last-minute deal. It's an exclusive tonight, so we've got exclusive pricing. Again, we do think you'll be, this one will be really busy. You also get the 2 nights stay in Prague, as we just said, and that overnight on board in Budapest there. Now, I know it says a single at 1309. However, if you go for the 21st of August, have a look at this. We spotted this one earlier, so for all of our single ladies and gents, if you want to do the same itinerary just in reverse, book the 21st of August, and you've got a price of 1149. That will be limited availability, so get on the phone line tonight for that one, but that is amazing for the single price on that one, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly
really
is.
Good.
But I'm telling you now, you've got to remember this. You'll tune in next week, and you think, hang on, where's Sean and that devilishly good-looking chap, Glenn? I'm not here next week.
It's the other one.
It's the other one. We are broadcasting from 6 p.m.
The viewers that I met on the cruise ship, they think you're better looking than Glenn.
Do you know what? They're a fickle bunch. Don't forget, the 3rd and the 10th of July, we're going to be broadcasting 6 p.m. to accommodate for the World Cup shows. Last cruise tonight, I'm really excited to... MSC, I love this ship, and the itinerary, it's going to be brief, but what an itinerary.
This is actually the maiden season, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brand new ship.
And again, the class of this, there's a good friend of mine who absolutely loves MSC, always watches the show. So, Russell, if you're watching tonight, this is for you. The technology that's on board MSC and the class, you have got the Yacht Club. Now, the great thing about the Yacht Club is, you know, it is that, you know, cruise ships always used to be like, are you first class, are you second class? And then everybody said, oh, it's a bit snobby. But now, you know, when you go to an airport, you always want to go in the airport lounge, don't you?
Of course you do.
Oh, you want to have that. They have got the Yacht Club, where it is exclusive access for Yacht Club members, and you get your advanced check-in, you can book your tours early, you've got concierge, you've got snacks and drinks available. It is just absolutely fantastic. Italy is just amazing.
I'm just looking at the footage here. I mean, the ship is outstanding. So she's brand new. This is a maiden season.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, the technology on board is incredible, isn't it?
Well, the actual hub of the ship is an illuminated 260-foot long LED sky dome. I mean, just that sounds amazing. I want one. You know when you say about how big's your television? Well, I've got 66 inches. Well, I've got a 70-inch. In fact, no, I've got 260 feet of LEDs. They'll have all of the shows in there. It'll be an entertainment venue. The actual we didn't get. I don't know whether we'll get a chance to see it, but some of the suites that they've got on board here.
We had a little glimpse.
And also, F1 racing cars, the simulators on board, the sportsplex, the basketball courts. It's just brilliant. That's supposedly for the kids, but that's where I would be. Not the nightclub, but the water slides, and then to the nightclub.
I want to just get on board and do a record, don't you? She's not even finished yet, so she's launching next year, the Bellissima. And our regular cruisers, you'll know, normally it's a brand new ship. The prices are up there.
Yeah.
I think the price is amazing on this one, don't you? For a brand new ship.
It's brilliant, but also the ports of call as well. I'm going to be really brief on this one because it's just great destinations. It's what I call the classics or the greatest hits of the Mediterranean. So look, Barcelona, Marseille, I can highly recommend. Genoa, brilliant, absolutely stunning. Provence, Portofino, if you want to go a little bit further afield in Genoa. Don't forget Naples as well, so if you want to go and enjoy Messina, if you want to go and do Capri, Pompeii, all of those different places, it's really great. We haven't got a chance to go through the ports in detail, but if you do want more information about the actual the tours that are available and the destinations, ask your cruise representative when you call now.
Do you know, they're great ports. Yeah, I would be spending a lot of time on the ship as well.
Yeah, well, bear in mind, for those of you that know Meraviglia and Seaview and Seaside, this is the sister ship. So
now, we will let you know she is selling very quickly. But let's just show you what's included. Oh, I forgot to mention, you've got, in terms of shows, it doesn't get much bigger than this, the world-famous Cirque du Soleil shows. Yeah, well, you pay a fortune.
I said to you about the LEDs. That's where they do all the silk shows. So all the acrobats will be up there. They'll be flying from the ceilings, swinging from the chandeliers.
Great drinks packages. They start as little as £23 per person per night. You can have them 2 nights in Barcelona from just £80. I don't know how we can do that, but seriously brilliant. And return flights from London as well. We have got exclusive pricing on this one. So let me just show you. I said she's selling very, very quickly. A lot of the suites have already sold out.
Yeah, look, just get in, you know, it's one of those ones that if you want those dates at those prices, call us tonight. And again, if it's one of those things that you go, oh, it's the wrong day or it's not quite what I wanted in destination-wise, phone. This is why you book with Planet Cruise, because we can, where we can change things, we can bespoke it to your needs.
Well, I don't know where...
Don't know where to start. Start at the beginning. Good place to start.
I'm planning my next cruise already. I am. You know what I'm like.
Should we go back to the beginning where it all began?
Let's go back to the beginning and recap. We start off with a really cheeky deal with P&L. That's
cheeky.
Cheeky. It is an exclusive, just a £1 deposit tonight. All terms and conditions on our website, of course. You've got an overnight in Amsterdam, and it works out £68 per person per night on that one. And don't forget, you can stay pre-cruise in the... wonderful Holiday Inn in Winchester. From £95 per person, you get breakfast, parking and port transfers as well. What was next, Justin?
It was Celestyal. If you want to do the Greek islands, go with the best when it comes to Greek cruise lines. Award-winning when it comes to tourism, sailing and travel experience and shore excursions. Talking of which, you've got 3 shore excursions included with this one. ID number 162964. Tips are included, and that's an all-inclusive deal.
We then took you on board one of the biggest and most wonderful ships in the world, the one and only Oasis.
She's a whopper.
Of the seas. She is. She's amazing. Free upgrade from inside to outside. That's on the 27th of September. You get 3 nights before you cruise in Orlando. Do your shopping, as Justin said. Go to the theme parks, and 7 nights on board. That is an amazing offer tonight. And so the outside starts at under £1,100.
Yeah, then if you fancy 7 nights around the fjords, how about going with Marella? Fantastic single specials on this one. ID number 177963. You can also add a night on in the Holiday Inn Winchester if you're travelling from a little bit further afield.
And then on to 5-star modern luxury at its very best. What I would do, remember, if you book within the next 48 hours,
yes, yeah, you
will get an extra £50 off the price is shown. But you've got to do it in the next 48 hours. Let's show you what's included on this one as well. So it's an exclusive, £50 off the price is shown if booked in the next 48 hours. You'll get 3 nights in a 5-star hotel in Hong Kong, and you get that wonderful Symphony of Lights tour as well. And 2 weeks on board the wonderful 5-star Celebrity Millennium.
Yeah.
ID number 167024.
Yeah, and thank you to the Hong Kong Tourism Board as well for that footage as well. If you missed it, then go online to planetcruise.com and you can watch back the show and see the footage that we're on about. But we're on to our next cruise, which is a river cruise with Saga. This is a fantastic chance to go and see Prague and Budapest with hotel stays included, and we've got single special prices. ID number on that one is 185138.
And then, last but by no means least, we had...
Bellissima.
Yes, very well said. MSC, brand new ship, maiden season. I'd love to see that show, the Cirque du Soleil shows. You can add on all-inclusive drinks from just £23 per person per night, and a 2-night hotel stay in Barcelona from just £80 per person. Don't forget all the cruises, in fact, all the cruises tonight, but any cruise that you want to find is on the Planet Cruise website.
Yeah, and of course, don't forget as well, on our website is also the chance for the competitions.
Yes.
So don't forget, if you want to find out more details about the brand new P&O ship Iona, then you can go on board. You can go online and enter our competition to win a free cruise on board. And also, if you fancy getting a Royal Caribbean Monopoly Special Edition set, then you can go onto said website that you can see right now, and you can also find out on the details and terms and conditions on how to enter there.
Now, we're going to remind you one final time. Next week and the week after, we're going to be early, 6 o'clock, so you can get to see the football, basically.
Yes,
so
definitely.
Yes, and if you do record the show, make sure that you change the settings.
Yeah, which one would you choose?
Oh, God, that's a hard question. That's really hard.
We haven't got time.
I'll do them all. Can I just say hello to the 2 Richards I met on board the cruise ship last week as well. They're new viewers.
There you go.
Yes.
Lovely to meet you.
Justin, thank you.
See you in a couple of weeks at 6 p.m.
At 6, yes. Put it in your diary. Take care.
Hi everyone, thanks very much for watching the video. Please don't forget to comment and subscribe below, and remember to click the bell to get those notifications turned on. And if you're looking for more fantastic travel content like this, then click on the videos to the right. It will be really, really informative. Or you can click on the Planet logo to the left and go to our website for some really fantastic deals. Thanks for watching.